Orgeat, Orgeat. Orgeat. It's probably one of those words that you normally don't have to say out loud, but it's French, so I think they drop like half the letters in it. So Orgeat, no T sound. Okay. So today we're going to make Orgeat. Orgeat is basically a glorified sweetened almond milk. It has a little bit of extra orange flower water and such to make it a little bit more aromatic. It's a fantastic ingredient in tiki drinks as well as other drinks. The almond flavor is not overwhelming and it's not artificial like sometimes you have those almond liqueurs or almond cookies that taste very like intense. It's not like that. It's a very mild flavor that's nice and nutty and really balances and tames really strong acidic flavors. You can buy it in specialty cocktail stores, but it's also pretty easy to make at home. I'm not an expert or anything, but this is just how I made it, and it is absolutely delicious and really comparable to the one that I own, which is the Small Hand Foods one. There's probably lots of other videos and blogs and such that kind of describe the process of making it that all kind of vary in terms of the ingredients they use and the process they use. Sometimes it makes it look overly complicated, so I figured I'd show you just how easy it is. First, we're just going to blanch some almonds by adding them into boiling water for 30 seconds to a minute. This will help us remove the skin from the almonds. Alternatively, you could just buy pre-blanched or skinless almonds. Next, you just want to drain them and then run them under cold water so that it stops cooking. I'm also just reserving the water that we use to cook the almonds. Now, just peel the skin off the almonds. They should come right off. You can choose to leave the skins on if you prefer, but that will give you a bit of a different flavor to your orgeat. The skins of almonds contain phytic acid, and there's mixed material out there regarding whether that's good or bad for you. So I think it's kind of inconclusive, and I will just do whatever you prefer in terms of flavor. Add the skinless almonds into a blender or food processor and just turn it on until you get about rice-sized pieces. Add some water back in until you can make a thicker paste and then scoop it out into a separate container. So I'm using the water that I saved from cooking the almonds, but if you want to avoid phytic acid, you can just use regular water as well. Add a bit more water to the mixture. In total, I used about a half cup of water to 1/4 cup of almonds, so about double the amount of water compared to almonds. Using this particular method here, I just let it sit for another couple hours so that the flavors continue to infuse. Alternatively, you can just add water to the blender when pulverizing the almonds. The idea is just to extract the oils from the almond. The milky consistency comes from the emulsion of mixing water with oil. Next, you just want to strain this through a nut milk bag. You can also use cheesecloth, but the nut milk bags work really well and they're really affordable on Amazon. I ended up with around a half cup of almond milk. After you have your strained almond milk, you just want to heat it back up on the stove. Once it's warm, just add in some sugar. I used equal parts of sugar to almond milk. As soon as the sugar dissolves, you want to take it off the heat, otherwise it's going to thicken up too much. Don't be tempted to just let it sit there and simmer because the texture is just going to become unusable. To further enhance the flavor, I added a couple drops of orange flower water. If you use a high quality one like this one from Cortas, you should need no more than a couple drops. A tiny bit goes a really long way. I'm also going to add in a tiny bit of almond extract, literally no more than just a drop or two. This will help boost the almond flavor even more. And finally, just to help with preservation, I'm going to add in about a teaspoon or so of a light rum.
You can also use a vodka or brandy or any other spirit as well. This will help keep your orgeat, or any syrup really, from going bad too quickly. You can also just add a pinch of salt to further enhance and bring out the flavors of the orgeat. Now just bottle it up and you're ready to go. Stick it in the fridge.
So there you go. I hope that was simple enough and that you'll give it a try. So making drinks at home, I honestly don't go through this very quick, so I really just made enough for home use. This is probably a half cup to 3/4 of a cup. I think it should stay stable for at least several months, just judged by flavor and your eyes. If it looks okay and tastes okay, it's probably okay. You could probably also use store-bought almond milk, but if you do so, then try to find like locally made, really fresh ones, because a lot of times with the ones in the Tetra Packs and such, they may have other additives and stabilizers to help with preservation, so you end up with, you know, like a less fresh and less aromatic almond milk. So I recommend making it at home. It's super easy as long as you have a blender or a food processor. And really, once you've made homemade almond milk, there's pretty much no going back to the store-bought stuff. If you have any tips or recommendations on how you make orgeat, let me know, because I'd love to try those out too. If you like these videos and want to support my content, please like and subscribe, because that really helps with getting visibility. All right, bye.